Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, if you've been following the Steelers closely, you know that the offseason has been anything but boring. We've seen some surprising moves, some bold strategies, and a lot of questions about where this team is headed. And believe me, the latest development is not just surprising, it's a game changer. It's a move that's sending shockwaves through the NFL, especially within the AFC North, a division that's always competitive, always tough. But now, it might be shifting in a way that favors Pittsburgh more than ever before. So buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you is really something you don't want to miss. Let's talk about this blockbuster trade that nobody saw coming. Honestly, if you had asked any Steelers fan a few weeks ago, will Pittsburgh trade Minkah Fitzpatrick? Most would have said, no way. Minkah Fitzpatrick has been a cornerstone of this defense since he arrived in 2019. He's been the guy making those game-changing plays, the safety who's been a true leader on the field. But then, out of nowhere, the Steelers pull off something that's truly shocking, trading Fitzpatrick away. And they didn't just swap him for a small return. No, they got a haul in return. Pittsburgh sent Minkah Fitzpatrick, along with a 2027 fifth-round pick to the Miami Dolphins, in exchange for Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 seventh-round pick. That's right, Ramsey, a player many consider one of the best cornerbacks in the league, is now a Steeler. And it's not just about adding a star corner. This move signals a shift in strategy, a clear message that Pittsburgh is all in to revamp their defense and go all out for this season's Super Bowl push. I know what many of you are thinking. Wait, what? Minkah Fitzpatrick? It's understandable. Fitzpatrick has been a staple of the Steelers' defense, a safety who's been known for his playmaking, his ability to read the game, and his knack for making splash plays. He's been an integral part of their secondary, often serving as the quarterback of the defense, directing traffic, and making critical plays in clutch moments. But if you look at the big picture, this trade might actually be a blessing in disguise. Pittsburgh, under the leadership of General Manager Omar Khan, has shown a willingness to shake things up, to be aggressive in their pursuit of excellence. This isn't a franchise content with the status quo. No, they want to be better, faster, more dynamic. And sometimes that means making bold moves that surprise everyone, even the most diehard fans. So what does this mean for the Steelers? Well, first, it opens up a big question. Who will step up to replace Fitzpatrick? Because make no mistake, replacing a player of Minkah's caliber isn't easy. He's a player who's capable of making game-changing plays, but also, he's been a bit inconsistent in recent times. Last season, for instance, he only logged 1 interception in his last 30 games. For a safety of his talent, that's a bit underwhelming, especially when you consider the cap hit and the expectations placed on him. The Steelers are a team that values those splash plays, those turnovers that can swing a game's momentum. That's why bringing in Jalen Ramsey was such a smart move. Ramsey is a guy who's known for his ability to lock down top receivers and create turnovers. But even with Ramsey on board, there's still a significant gap in the safety position. And that's where free agency and the trade market come into play. The Steelers are actively exploring options, and one of the most promising names still available is Julian Blackmon. Now, Blackmon might not be a household name for many NFL fans, but for those who follow the league closely, he's a player worth watching. Blackmon has been a consistent starter for the Indianapolis Colts over the past 5 seasons, accumulating a total of 62 starts, and more importantly, producing 7 interceptions in his recent 31 starts. That's a number that really jumps off the page when you compare it to Fitzpatrick's recent production, which has been somewhat lacking in the turnover department. And let's be honest, Pittsburgh's defense, under Mike Tomlin's leadership, has always thrived on creating turnovers, making splash plays, and taking calculated risks. Tomlin has a reputation for getting the most out of his players, especially on defense, and adding a player like Blackmon could be exactly what this unit needs. At just 27 years old, Blackmon is entering his prime, and he's got plenty of starting experience. He's a player who's proven he can handle the pressure, and he's hungry for a bigger role. It's the kind of addition that can bring both stability and playmaking ability to the secondary, giving the Steelers a real shot at elevating their defense to another level. Now, some of you might be wondering, why Blackmon? Why not go for a younger prospect or stick with someone already in-house? Well, the truth is, Blackmon checks a lot of boxes for Pittsburgh. He's experienced, he's proven, and he fits the profile of the kind of player the Steelers tend to target in free agency: young, talented, and with room to grow. The franchise has a history of signing players in their prime years, and Blackmon's age fits perfectly into that mold. Plus, his production of turnovers over recent seasons suggests he could be a significant upgrade in the ball-hawking department, which is exactly what the Steelers need if they want to take their defense to the next level. But let's not forget, making a move like this isn't just about acquiring a player, it's about the bigger picture. The Steelers have been building this team with a specific identity: tough, physical, aggressive, and opportunistic. Their defense has often been their backbone, especially under Tomlin. The addition of Ramsey, the potential signing of Blackmon, and the ongoing development of their young linebackers and pass rushers all point to a team that's trying to reassert its dominance. And this trade, as shocking as it was, might be the catalyst that pushes them even further. The AFC North is no joke. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow and a high-power defense, the Baltimore Ravens always holding their ground with Lamar Jackson, and the Cleveland Browns investing heavily in their roster to compete for a playoff spot. In such a tough division, every move counts. Pittsburgh's aggressive approach signals that they're not content to sit back and watch others take the lead. They want to take control, and they're willing to make bold moves to do it. The question now is, how will this all play out in the upcoming season? Will the Steelers' revamped secondary be enough to make a real playoff push? Will they be able to contain those high-powered offenses in their division? And of course, the fans are buzzing. The energy around the Steel City is palpable. Everyone's talking about the new additions, the potential of the defense, and of course, the future of Minkah Fitzpatrick. His departure was a shock, but it also opens up a new chapter for the Steelers. A chapter that could be filled with exciting football, big plays, and maybe, just maybe, another shot at the Lombardi Trophy. The team is clearly signaling their intent. They're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. And with these bold moves, they're making it clear that they're willing to do whatever it takes to get back to that ultimate goal. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's talk about what's next. The Steelers still have some gaps to fill, and the secondary is a key area. The addition of Blackmon, if it happens, could be just the start. Pittsburgh's front office and coaching staff are known for their shrewd moves and their ability to develop talent. The draft is also approaching, and fans are eagerly awaiting who the Steelers might target to bolster their roster. With the draft and free agency, the Steelers are positioning themselves as serious contenders once again. In recent years, Pittsburgh has always been about building a balanced team: solid offense, stout defense, and special teams that can make a difference. But the key to their success has often been their defense. Players like T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, and Minkah Fitzpatrick have been the backbone, making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks and ball carriers. Now, with Fitzpatrick gone, the challenge is to find someone who can step into that role and continue the tradition of excellence. The addition of Ramsey is a huge step in that direction, but the safety position remains a question mark. That's why the potential signing of Blackmon is so intriguing. Beyond just the on-field implications, this trade also speaks to the mindset of the Steelers' front office. They're not just looking for short-term fixes, they're thinking long-term. They want a defense that can sustain success over multiple seasons, a defense that can adapt and evolve as the league changes. The NFL is a league of constant change, and teams that can stay ahead of the curve are the ones who succeed. Pittsburgh's willingness to be aggressive, to shake things up, and to target specific players that fit their system reflects a team that's serious about reclaiming its position at the top of the league. And let's not overlook the emotional aspect. Minkah Fitzpatrick has been a fan favorite, a leader in the locker room, and a symbol of the Steelers' defensive identity. His departure was a shock, no doubt. But in sports, changes like these often bring new opportunities. It's about how the team adapts, how the coaching staff integrates new players, and how they develop chemistry in the secondary. Mike Tomlin, as always, remains a steady hand at the wheel, guiding his team through these transitions with his characteristic leadership. He's known for getting the best out of his players, for making adjustments, and for inspiring his team to perform at their highest level when it matters most. Looking ahead, the season promises to be fascinating. The AFC North will be a battleground, and the Steelers are positioning themselves as a team to watch. With the revamped defense, the potential addition of Blackmon, and the ongoing development of their offense, Pittsburgh could surprise many skeptics and make a deep playoff run. It's not just about individual talent, it's about the collective effort, the strategy, and the resilience that this franchise has been known for over the decades. Steelers are not just trying to reload, they're trying to reload smarter, faster, and more effectively than ever before. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this trade? Do you think the Steelers made the right move by trading Fitzpatrick and bringing in Ramsey? Do you believe adding Blackmon would be the perfect piece to complete their secondary puzzle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into what's happening in the Steel City. Keep your eyes tuned right here for everything Steelers related. This is a team that's always evolving, always fighting, and always aiming for greatness. Thanks for sticking with me, Steelers Nation. Stay strong, stay passionate, and let's get ready for an exciting season ahead.